Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. If I find my way home, yeah.
Welcome back to your channel, man. It's your boy Pelican Bay K9s, giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and biased, raw and uncut. We're going to talk a little bit about genetics today real quick. We're going to talk a little bit about genetics. I hope everybody having a great day around the board, taking care of them pets, doing what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? The thing I want to speak about real quick, and we're going to touch on some more topics as well. You know, red noses coming from black nosed dogs. You know, that's possible. It's no ifs, ands, buts, no scientific breakdown. That's possible all the way around the board. You know, I always get up and I ask questions like, do you see a family of black dogs having a red nose? You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to dogs with black noses having a red nose, it's going to happen. I mean, Yellow John was red nose. Yellow was black nose. Many of Yellow's sons and daughters were red nose. You know, and it's not just one line. It's like that with many lines. Bolio dogs, red nose. You know, red nose is something that is you can expect to come on some of these lines, no matter if the father could be brown and the mother could be buckskin, and they still have red nosed puppies. You know, that red nose, and I'm gonna say it like this, right? The just say if you had a black dog somewhere back in your dog pedigree, way back in the pedigree, you got a black dog, right? But then you got a red nose that's just as far back in that pedigree. You know, you got a high chance of your puppy's popping out red nose. If you didn't never breed back to the black, you got a super high chance of your puppy's popping out red nose just off the strength. You know, just off the strength. That red nose gene is strong. You know, black is a strong dominant color. You know what I'm saying? But that red nose gene is strong in a lot of them dogs, man. And brothers may be confused because they see one or two generations of dogs that were buckskin and brown with the black mask, and then you get a red nose to come out, or two or three red noses to come out on a litter. Then you go to talking about stuff you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to make somebody look bad that you know you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not talking about any particular person. I'm just speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking in general. The same way I'm speaking in general now when I say, be careful what you post under people comments. You know, up under people posts, be careful what you comment because hey, it's funny how a brother be trolling me under a post that somebody made about me one week. He was trolling me one week, and the next week you on Facebook crying about a bitch. You see, we got 99 problems, but a chick ain't one. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, dog. You know, if Shorty don't want you, she don't want you. You know what I'm saying? It's no use to get on Facebook and try to bash all the women, say women do this and this kind of girl do this and this. Dog, you knew what it was when you got in that situation. You know, or either you couldn't keep up what you was doing. Like I told y'all brothers, these brothers get out here, act big willy. You can get your girl acting big willy. You got to keep that shit up the whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep it up. And then you get up there on Facebook and start bashing them. But yeah, you in my comments, comment on what I got going on. Sweep around your own back door before you worry about mine. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, you know. But two black nosed dogs, you know, whether it's buckskin, brown, white, or whatever, they'll give you some red nosed dogs. It's not even, I'm not gonna say like not impossible. It's not even something somebody think about because you know you can get red nosed dogs from them type of dogs. You know, if I'm breeding straight Boudreaux dogs, and they don't got no red boy in it, straight Eli, they're not gonna say, okay, I don't expect to get a red nose. And then some brothers may say they have got red dogs off that, you know. So, don't look at a red dog like it's out of place with two black dogs. What you need to be looking at, y'all don't look at, and you think it's jokes, you think it's funny and all this other shit. When you get all these other colors off dogs that don't supposed to be there, like yellow dogs. You know what I'm saying? When you get all these Rottweiler colors and blue colors and different things, when we speaking about yellow stuff, you don't want to hear that, but you making up stuff to argue about and making up fake shit when it comes to two black dogs won't produce a red dog. Two black nosed dogs won't produce a red dog. I'm not even saying black dogs. Two black nosed dogs won't produce a red dog. Man, that just, brothers need to elevate, the same way we learn how to work these computers, the same way we learn how to do all the pictures and all that stuff, same way we learn how to do the videos. Study them dogs the same way. You know what I'm saying? Not just on a YouTube channel when somebody from the channel talking about it. You got to do this shit on your own time. You know what I'm saying? And study and really study it, and don't be biased when you're studying it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe where y'all from, red noses don't come off black nosed dogs. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it just that shit been happening since the beginning of the days. You know, it is what it is. Now I want to ask y'all a question. And I'm gonna get to speaking about this on some of my future videos coming up this week. Got a great interview coming. But I want to ask y'all brothers, uh, who is Tramp? Who is Tramp? The dog. I'm asking you. Drop down in the chat. Cause I'm willing to bet you. I can win some money right now, Cash App. I'm betting any of my dog brothers out there. Who is Tramp? Hit that like button up, man. You rocking with your boy PBK9s. Giving it to you. Big salute everybody that be rocking with me on the Big Dog TV Unchained, man. Big thank you to all y'all brothers and sisters, the new subscribers on both channels. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. We give it to them how we gotta give it to them. Hey, things must be slowing up real bad, because I see Elevated got some things to say about me, right? Elevated, this is what I want to ask you, right? This is what I'm trying to ask. What I did to you, Elevated Kennels. You know what I'm saying? Because last time I talked to you, you was trying to get me to be in your Pitbull magazine. We didn't have any beef or anything since then. What kind of problem do you got with me speaking, the way you speak about me, right? See, I understand why Samurai did his assessment that he did. And he made a correct assessment about you. You know what I'm saying? Made the correct assessment about you. Now it's like I said before, all the rejects and all the flunkies mounting together. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all mounting and booting up together. It ain't no certain age. They come in all ages, all sizes, and all colors. But they are the rejects, and they attend alternative school. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, y'all brothers, you show your true character when, you know what I'm saying, you think nobody not looking. Sometimes you don't care if somebody looking. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what's a Freemason bloodline? What the fuck is that shit? What it bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? What it bring to the table? See, what you're worrying about the bait, you should be explaining what your shit bring to the table. See, what I learned about you, Elevated, is you want everybody to be a little Tom Garner. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be a little Tom Garner, don't force that on everybody else. And because you just learning about that particular line of dogs, you know what I'm saying? Don't put that on nobody else. Your heroes ain't my heroes. You know what I'm saying? And because your heroes ain't my heroes, I don't go to dish you. I don't come out, I've been to your heroes wasn't my heroes, but I had nothing bad to say about you. You know? So I mean, y'all brothers are really confused, man. Y'all lost in this dog game. Y'all trying to find your way, and I ain't the one to try to help you find your way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that one, man. Y'all brothers are really showing y'all clown emotions, y'all clown ways of acting, and that y'all ain't gonna do shit. You know, you really showing all that, man. Big salute out to the dog brothers out there, man, doing the right things like I always say with these dogs. You know, they can't, like I say, they can't stop it. You know, who is Tramp? I ask y'all, who is Tramp, man? You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Tramp. I'm asking you this. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. You know, I got more Red Devil news we gonna talk about. Man, we got a lot of stuff that we gonna speak about. You know what I'm saying? We got Red Devil stuff that we gonna have to speak about. I want to send a big shout out, man. I want to send a big shout out to Mr. Young out there. You know what I'm saying? Gave me one of the most accurate uh interviews when it come to Red Boy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's one of the really the only Red Boy, true Red Boy interview to hit the dog scene. You know what I'm saying? Big salute out to the brother that gave me the David Tant interview. You know, no matter what folk want to say or folk want to believe, you know what I'm saying? The only interview that gave you in-depth detail of what was going on one of your favorite yards. You know, the man ain't say, "Oh, you specifically got a dog that was bred with Presa Canary." The man just said he had them type of dogs on the yard. The man also say when he needed to sell puppies that he would go to a lady yard that stayed close to him and get dogs from her. Black dogs, all different kind of dogs. You know, and many people think because they went on the yard that they didn't get bamboozled. You know, they may have got the real deal stuff. Many brothers got the real stuff. Black brothers, white brothers, all kind of brothers got the real deal stuff. But just as many got it, just as many got the other stuff. And I told one of my partners this right here as well. This is no discredit to nobody, none of the tant stuff or none of the yellow stuff, what I'm about to say. AAA, in my opinion, AAA should be credited for more breedings than he is just because of the fact that AAA probably was used as yellow and AAA probably was used as another dog, no telling who else he was used for when the time came. But I guarantee you, AAA got more puppies out there that's really AAA puppies, and they're getting spoke on as maybe yellow or some other stuff coming off yellow, but it's really AAA. And for the most part, it'll be the yellow stuff because anything coming down off him can represent themselves. So most part it'll be a yellow or one of them dogs off that litter. Some of that heavy stuff that he got. If he had a famous double bred yellow son at that time and he died before AAA, then he still would make the breedings with AAA, and you got the same heavy bred yellow dog that you was looking for. You know, but yeah, man. Like I said, I'm gonna give y'all a few hours. You know what I'm saying? You can get some hours to think about this. You know, uh, who is the tramp dog I'm speaking about? Could be Eli dogs, could be Bolio dogs, could be Jeep dogs, could be Kobe dogs, could be Mr. Lightner dogs, could be Mayfield dogs, could be Carver dogs. It could be any of them things. But while you're thinking about that, let's go to Chatham County where we got 30 some indictments for dog fighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if this happened a couple days or a little while ago and they just bringing the indictments. The news just hit the press over the past day or so. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't give y'all a video yesterday. We deep into Wednesday now. I didn't do Monday. Just had to sit back and chill for a few minutes and handle some things around my way. You know, but we coming back, man. It's your boy PBK9s giving you that news where I always do. Let's go to Chatham County where we got 30 some indictments for dog fighting.
Staying in Chatham County, where 3 men have been indicted on nearly 30 criminal counts. Staying in Chatham County, where 3 men have been indicted on nearly 30 criminal counts each, following an investigation into alleged dogfighting activity. Now, this stems from a bust that happened back in August, where our crew captured this video of officers executing a search warrant at a home on Central Avenue. They rescued more than a dozen dogs from an alleged dogfighting ring. They also seized guns, drugs, and around $10,000.
When you see fighting for monetary gain, it's very sad. And just seeing some of the conditions they were living in was very sad as well.
A Chatham County grand jury indicted these 3 men, Malik Anderson, Raphael Bowens, and Michael Scott. The 3 faced 26 counts each, including dogfighting, more than a dozen counts of cruelty to animals, as well as drug and firearm charges.
Now, I will say this, for the brothers that was trying to make the situation like Saber 2000 was the key to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, let me explain something to you. See, this is the difference between me and the next person. I can tell you about how my dog's bred or what I'm breeding them for, or what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying? That's not the key to mellow yellow them. The key to mellow yellow them is what is deceased right now, hacksaw. Hacksaw is the key to Mellow Yellow and Fletcher and Mango and the rest of that little, and you can't get him. That was the whole point of me breeding the female to him, because he wasn't bred to none of the other dogs, right? But the whole point, of course, the mama dog had been bred before, but the daddy dog wasn't bred before, and the daddy dog wasn't bred since. He passed away not long after. So that's the key to the look of Mellow Yellow them and Fletcher them, you know what I'm saying, and they offspring. I mean, like I always say, every dog has his own look. Just like we say Bingo had a look. The Brindle Red Boy dogs we was talking about, like what Britches in them, well, Britches was, I want to say, the black color. Brandy Girl, Brandy Girl them we was speaking about. Every dog has his own color, and Hacksaw has his own traits, which was the blonde traits. Saber, she had the red, the red traits with her. I kept the blind dogs. You know what I'm saying? I kept the blind dogs. They'll throw either one. They'll throw the orange or the blonde. But the ones I kept, they were light blonde. They wasn't dust like sandy kind of like blonde. They was more your light blonde, close to your light shade of white, like a dark shade of white color. When it came to them as puppies. So every dog has his own traits, man. And like I said, to everybody do their thing, do what they gotta do. But I'm just giving you some little info on that. You know what I'm saying? Little info on that. Because like I said, we don't breed for pedigrees. We breed for dogs out here. I ain't been out here talking that shit for the last damn few years just to run after a pedigree. We breeding for dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? What the dogs can bring to the table in modern day time. Put all these fancy pedigrees together and you ain't getting no good looking, good acting dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about. That's when they want to go to bashing me, calling me this, calling me that, calling me this. And I say, what's the purpose? What do your dogs bring to the table? Plain out and simple. What do your shit bring to the table other than a fancy looking pedigree? All right then, man. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I will say, if y'all brothers want to know anything about the Michael Myers dogs, you need to talk to the brothers from the South. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to the hog stuff, speak to the brothers down in the South, man. If you want to know anything about them dogs right there, as far as their history or from when they come up from puppies and people that raise the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Speak to the brothers in the South, man. This ain't no knock to nobody. I'm just trying to lead you into the right direction when it comes to getting information about a particular line of dogs, man. And I'm not saying I know everything about the dogs. I say the brothers in the South. If you're in the West, if you're in the North, I'm not saying no, they don't know what's what or anything. But what I'm saying, you in the wrong directions. Speak to them brothers in the South, and they can tell you about them dogs, man. Specifically, like I said, Michael Myers and the Hog Dog. You know, um, and that's it. Like I said, that's just real talk, man. I ain't trying to bash nobody or nothing. I'm giving you real dog talk, man. These folk, they make a living out of being a troll, I guess. And I take that back. They make a few dollars out of being a troll. But yeah, man, two black nose dogs will always produce a red nose sometime. I seen Supreme Excellence one, the guy that reported my channel. He posted up on YouTube talking about, he posted a little brown puppy and say he didn't get this from a YouTuber's yard. See, Supreme Excellence, we know you didn't get that from a YouTuber yard because you're not the type of person to spend money on a dog. You know what I'm saying? For one, and most of these brothers that do YouTube channels, when they got their dogs, they're not giving them away. Like, I'm talking about when I say give them away, they charging you some money for it. If they're going to give you one, they're going to give you one. But the people that they charging, they're not charging no $250 for no puppies. See, Supreme Excellence, you the type of brother, you got to give you a puppy for $250 or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you showing a puppy on YouTube, we already know you ain't paid for it. You know what I'm saying? And then you say it didn't come from a YouTuber's yard. Who cares who yard it come from? As long as it's a good yard. That's what these brothers hate so much. You going out there, you doing all that work, and you coming back home to a stinking ass bitch. It ain't our fault, dog. It ain't our fault. You spend all that money on that dog. Them couple $100 you spend on that dog, because you ain't spend all that money. You spent no more than $250, $300. Like I told you before, you should have took that bitch down to the damn Walgreens and spent them couple $100 on her. But you didn't get this dog from a YouTuber's yard. When have you ever got a dog from a YouTuber's yard? Tom Garner's a YouTuber. Everybody YouTube at their own rate. Everybody YouTube at their own rate. Chico's a YouTuber. He ain't made no videos in a while. Everybody go at their own rate. Your hero, hey, elevated hero, Lil Tom. Lil Tom, hey, he a YouTuber. Tom and Little Tom are YouTuber. So I mean, hey, what are you saying by you don't got a dog from a YouTuber yard? Maybe you dissing yourself at the same time while you trying to diss somebody else. You already dissing yourself. Where you got a dog from? The animal shelter? No disrespect to the dogs in the animal shelter. No disrespect to them, because there's some great dogs in there. Dogs get sent there every day for the wrong reasons, for the right reasons, but a lot of them be great dogs, man. Hopefully a lot of them great dogs find homes. But like I said, man, the hate is real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, like I said before, y'all boys ain't got no and thump about you. You know what I'm saying? You all whack. All you can do is say the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? When this dog game is rolling every day something going down. Every day something different popping off. You know what I'm saying? Every state got different laws. We learn something every day. Over in Maryland, Prince George County. They just I think they just uplifted the ban on pit bulls. They had a ban on pit bulls for the longest. They uplifted the ban on pit bulls, if I'm not mistaken, in Prince George County over the past week. Things changing and folk learning, and there's more things to worry about out here than some flunkies that can't get their shit together, that can't have dogs, and the other ones hating and want you to be want you to have their heroes as your heroes. I like Michael Jordan, but you don't like him. You like Larry Bird. I like Larry Bird too, but I like Michael Jordan better. He like LeBron better. So I'm supposed to not like him because he like Larry Bird and he like LeBron? And this man over here like Kukoc. I don't like y'all because y'all Michael Jordan is not the head in y'all list. I don't like y'all. Listen here, man. Y'all brothers got the dog game fucked up. Listen, dog. And I seen this, and I'm speaking on this because I spoke on two black dogs can have a red-nosed dog as a offspring with no problem. I'm speaking on that, and they probably know who I'm speaking about. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this, to the brother that responded. This shows what kind of thinking that y'all young boys is bringing to this dog game today, and reason why y'all can't succeed the way you want to succeed. You never tell anybody that's friends with a person got beef with you. What kind of shit is that for grown men to tell other grown men? See, a lot of y'all ain't quite as grown as y'all feel like y'all is. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all get to speaking and saying things when you get mad, and it shows your level of thinking. You can't make nobody, or how you gonna beef with somebody that's not beefing with your enemy? Y'all brothers in a land where y'all want your enemy to be your friend enemy, the next person enemy, the next person enemy, the next person enemy. Or if y'all ain't beefing with him, y'all can't fuck with me. What kind of dog game is y'all dealing with? And that's why the flunkies can't get their shit together. That's why they always, like I said, they conjunct it all up in one little beehive. You know what I'm saying? All y'all way of thinking is the same, and y'all being led by somebody who can't even own dogs. You know what I'm saying? So ask me where I expect y'all to be at in 5 years. You know? How many points you got back off Mall Kent? How many points you got off that? We want to ask questions. And I'm still counting week after week after week after week. They ain't answered non-stop question yet. So long as you ever did one for. I made it right at the 2-hour mark. Me, myself, had something that couldn't go past 5 minutes. See, let's get up here. Let's talk this bulldog talk when I do my next live. Let's talk this right here, right? Let's get up here and just talk all losses. We ain't gonna talk no wins. Fuck all the wins and make yourself look a certain way and they feel getting jealous about. Let's just talk our losses. You know what I'm saying? Dogs that we went out and got our ass whipped with. Dogs that we may have got stolen. We're gonna talk loss in all ways, all situations. Don't necessarily mean in the square. Dogs that you could have lost and now you learn from. You lost in a particular situation. But let's just talk losses. And maybe we can get more people to join in the conversation because you feel like we ain't trying to shine on you. But brothers feel more comfortable typing than they do just speaking about their dogs. Hey, you wonder why a person won't respect your dog game because your dog game is made up of typing. It ain't made up of talking. See, you can believe me or you can not believe me, but I'm saying it. I'm giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? When you typing and all that shit, it's only one thing. I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe you. Now, when I say this type of stuff, I'm speaking to the ones that, always criticizing. I'm not speaking to the cool ones in the chat and the ones that just be rocking out and hanging out and, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I'm never talking to y'all when it comes to that type of, that type of talk. It's always the ones that, like I said, want to criticize, but don't bring nothing to the table. See, you got to know who you dealing with and how you dealing out here, man. Because at the end of the day, everybody that know my channel, been watching my channel, been watching my Facebook or any of that stuff, I wouldn't let nobody get on none of them platforms and disrespect walk them out. But at the same time, when the shoe on the other foot and there's $1 involved, see, it was $1 involved with me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting $1 for looking out. I might have been losing $1 for looking out. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't getting no free dogs or here hold this or none of that type of shit. But when the shoe on the other foot and there's $1 in the way, they allow folk to come try to bash me and say shit about me that ain't true and all kind of shit over over $1. That's the difference, dog. That's the difference. And that's why I say I gotta draw the line. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you only worth $1 to some of these dog brothers. Once they don't got nothing to give you, they don't care about talking to you. Like I said before, they don't care about dealing with you, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Period. That should let you know how these dog brothers is, man. I understand, okay, yeah, you get out the dogs. Anybody, I'm not talking about nobody in particular. I'm talking about any dog, man. Yeah, you get out the dogs. You don't really want to talk about them, to an extent, you know. But when you cut people cold turkey, you know what I'm saying? And you do it and you try to make it and put it on the reason you're doing it because the dogs got took. When you know in your head, you know that you only got citations and your dogs got took because you didn't want to pay that fine. So that means you're not hot. They're not messing with you about nothing. You did nothing. But you're gonna make it seem like you not associating with people because of this situation. But nah, it's this the non-association come from I don't got nothing to sell you no more. And that may be the way a lot of people feel, you know. But I just tell you, man, everybody don't feel that way. You know, you deal with real genuine people out here amongst these dog in this dog community throughout your lives. You know, you just gotta be able to tell which ones is which. You know, I ain't been right about every single thing I did in this dog game, you know, from the rooter to the tutor. But at the end of the day, I know how hard it is to come by these dollars, you know what I'm saying? And I want to give a brother what they want. You know, I mean, listen, y'all don't know how easy it would have been for me to go with the Big John lie and then just go along with it and add it to my program. How easy would it have been? You know, when have I ever tried to take the welcome on the line? When the whole time I said, I got the 5 last of a dying breed. They called the Walker Reds. I've been said this. The Walker Reds, 5 red noses. One of them died and made left with 4 red noses. Mellow Yellow, Fletcher, Mango, and her sister. All right, I said that. This has nothing to do with all the shit that y'all got going on with Buddy, Quick, and all the rest of them dogs. This has nothing to do with that. This is a particular line of dogs that I'm running down off of, not caring about breeding back into all this other stuff. I'm caring about breeding back into Mellow Yellow offspring like David Banner got Mellow Yellow offspring, breed back into that. You know, JD Hall bred the Mellow Yellow, breed Fletcher back into that. I'm more worried about breeding the Walker Reds into my program. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to none of the rest of them, you know. But I'm just trying to show you where I'm at in my head, you know. That's why I say make a name for your dog, man. Because if you don't make a name for your dog and we got the same pedigree, then you just got a pedigree that look the same. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at and then you be like, oh, he or she bred like Pelican Bay's Rufus, or he or she bred like Pelican Bay's Straight Walk. You know, but they don't know your dog. And that's where, like I said, man, in this dog game today, you got to make a name for your dog. You know what I'm saying? In this dog game today, when I say credentials, it don't mean you had to be in the box, none of that shit like that. A lot of y'all brothers not hands-on with these dogs, man. You're not hands-on with these dogs in modern day time, you know, and you try to make it seem some way. Running a dog on a treadmill don't mean you're hands-on with a dog. That's basic shit. You know, when it comes to these pit bulls, like I told you before, you don't got to be training that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be doing no kind of training or nothing. But it's more than just your basic things to do with these dogs. That's why you get basic results when you deal with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Then you think and wonder why I'm not going to let you up on my channel or I'm not going to hold a conversation with you, dog. Some of y'all brothers, I'm no better than you. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all, I'm no better than you, but I'm not going to hold a conversation and argue with you about something that you have no experience in. And you trying to make it seem like you got experience in to fit in. And maybe that worked in the crowd full of rejects, but it don't work when you're around real dog brothers. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to all my brothers in South Carolina, man. We got it. We gonna hold it down. All my brothers in North Carolina, GA, you know what I'm saying? Big salute to my brothers in the Panhandle. You know what I'm saying? All my brothers in North Florida and South Florida. You know, like I always say, all through Mississippi, all through Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? All them areas, man. Oklahoma. You know, big salute to everybody, man. And I got, like I said, I got some. I think, you know, it's gonna be one of them groundbreaking interviews. You know what I'm saying? Coming up for y'all brothers. I gave y'all the yellow. I gave y'all the red boy interview. You know, big salute out and big much appreciation to both of them brothers. You know what I'm saying? Both of them brothers. One of them, I'm gonna call you Big Unc. Mr. Young, I'm gonna call you Big Unc because you old enough to be my unc. You know, it don't matter if you're white or black, you old enough to be my unc. So big salute out to Big Unc and much appreciation to you. You know, and the other brother that got up there with me, man, you know, whether they agree with you, fam, you know, if you listen to this video, whether they agree with you what you say about that tent stuff, you been there, you lived through whatever the situation you was in, you gave it, and they can't knock you. They can't knock you, man. They can't knock you. You know, this platform is always open to dog brothers to give them old stories, them historical stories. We got brothers that's 70, 80 years old. They got stories out the ass. You know what I'm saying? But you rather type. You know what I'm saying? You rather type. And I ain't talking about my 50s, 60s brothers. I'm talking about my 70s. You got these 70-year-old brothers that's computer savvy, you know, and they rather get up on the computer and type all kind of shit than just get up here and talk about your story. Red Boy might not be on the rum list, but I stand pretty firm on this statement I'm about to make. I feel like Red Boy is the head of the royal family. You know, I feel like his descendants or his offspring and his offspring, you know, I feel like they are the royal family. And I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Red Boy is just as important to modern day dogs as Tudor Dabo was gonna be in the future. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not right now, because it's still a little early, you know, but at the same time, you know, it's almost like they wasn't craving in an era where everybody got pit bulls. You know, it's two different eras. Dabo came from an era where everybody didn't have pit bulls. Only certain people knew how to get pit bulls. Only certain people knew who to breed to with real pit bulls. But see, we in an era now where everybody got them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got them, and Red Boy is still relevant. You know, he's still relevant, and you can find him in just about any line of dogs. Unless it's a pure line of Eli, or pure line of Bolio, or something like that. If it's a line with some scattered up stuff in it, most likely you're going to see some Red Boy up in it. If you don't see nothing else, if you don't see nothing but a speck of it, you're going to see some Red Boy up in it. You know, like I said, we're going to discuss that on a whole nother video. The Red Boy, the royal family. Like I said, when I put Eli and Red Boy side by side, and we talking about your famous sons, your famous grandsons, we're going to keep going down the list, you know. And like I said, we'll do this over. We're going to do this over again on one of these videos over the next couple days, you know, because I got a great interview coming for y'all, brothers, I tell you, you know. But we're going to do this again. Start with Eli, start with Red Boy, and go down. You choose which son or daughter you want to go, but you got to go with that son and then to the next offspring, you know, because we're going to stay in the line. We're going to go, you know, Red Boy, Yellow John, and Yellow. That's already 3. You know, 3 of the most important dogs in dog history. If you, like I said, I'm going to put top 20 dogs, top 20 dogs of importance, not dogs of scrapping and all that type of stuff. Dogs of importance. Top 20, top 25. Red Boy gonna for sure be in there. Yellow gonna for sure be in there. And you can't have Yellow without Yellow John. You know, you can't have the Red Boy Jocko cross without Yellow John. And Red Boy Jocko is for sure there. So you gotta have Red Boy, Yellow John, and then Yellow in that top 25 of most important dogs to this dog community, to the pit bull line in general, or breed in general, rather. So we're gonna speak about that, man. We're gonna speak about that. I always give my Eli brothers time to show off, kick their rocks, let their nuts hang. A lot of times, some of y'all brothers don't be showing up to the occasion, and you real Eli fans. And then I have my brothers who Eli fans, and of course they got other dogs on the yard, and they be showing up to the occasion, saving a lot of y'all Eli brothers. Some of y'all ride or die for Eli and don't know shit about the damn line. All you know is Eli dog, Eli dog, Eli dog. You don't know shit about the damn line. As long as you see some Boudreaux stuff in it, you don't know nothing else about it. Big salute to everybody down in that chat, man. Everybody that's watching the video, rocking with the Bay. But y'all stay safe, man. And y'all stay legal. PBK9s, and we out.